Hello again and welcome to Sudson Country. Hi, I'm Herb Sudson. I'm very happy to say I have Mr. John Gorka on the show.
Hi.
Welcome to the show, John.
Thanks for having me on.
Pleasure having you here. John Gorka's songs tell of street people, lost love and opportunity gone by. True?
Well, I try to write about things that I'm interested in. I try to write about a lot of different things. So those are some of the things.
He
that I write
tugs
about.
at your sleeves and slips into your heart when he sings his gentle songs about people and places, making the subject of his songs very real and familiar. This is quotes from...
Oh, but what different people have said?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is it all true?
Well, probably not.
Okay. Let's talk about Temporary Road, your latest album for Windham Records, okay?
Yeah, it's on.
Describe what kind of songs we're going to be finding on this album.
Let's see, it's kind of little songs of love and war. There's some songs of crime and punishment, and a few things. There's one song about gravy, too.
About what?
Gravy.
Gravy?
Yeah.
How did the song with Gravy get into crime and punishment and love and war?
Oh, that was just an extra subject on there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What, this album shifts you into a wider realm of social commentary and expression of personal joys?
Well, yeah, the love songs on the record are happier. It seems like I'm looking more on the bright side of love this time, and some of the songs were inspired by the Gulf War that are in there.
Now, what are you writing about the Gulf War? Can you give us an idea?
Just kind of different. It stirred up a lot of different emotions that I didn't even know that I had. You know, kind of deep, and that went deep and kind of were conflicting to those feelings of patriotism mixed with some deep skepticism that was kind of helped along, I guess, by things that I read and heard after the war itself was going on. Then it just seemed like I didn't know who to trust, and so that's some of the songs came out of that.
And so that's basically you get some ideas from what you read in the papers. You don't live all your experiences, obviously.
Right. Yeah. A lot of what I do, my approach is a personal approach.
Okay.
And I try to write about things that I know about and things that are true in my own experience, or emotions that seem true, even if they're not my own and from my own life.
A lot of your songs come from a sad place, but not a bitter place.
Yeah, I think the sound of my voice is kind of lends itself pretty well to the sad songs, and I think I've always liked the sad songs the best because I felt like I learned more from the sad ones than the happy ones.
You're not going to be Mr. Sunshine?
I don't think so. I don't think so. But there are definitely some happier songs on this one.
I'll tell you, you have a video out from the Temporary Road album.
Yeah.
It's called I Don't Feel Like a Train. What inspired you to write this?
Well, I've been doing a lot of traveling over the past few years. I've been full-time as a musician for a little over 6 years, and almost constantly on the road for the last 4.5. And I guess I started to feel like all the traveling that I'd been doing was starting to pay off, and that I felt like I belonged out there, and that I wasn't just kind of rolling over the surface, that I was kind of digging in a little bit and becoming a more permanent part of things rather than just rolling along like a train.
I read where you seem to take notice to you. Let me rephrase this. Are we going to notice your keen and subtle wit in this song?
Maybe. I don't know how subtle it is.
How about your great skills of shaping images and expressions through emotions? Are we going to notice that in this song now when we play it?
Let's see. It's got some good lines in it, I think. Because the first line is, I don't feel like a train anymore, I feel like the track, which can be taken a couple ways, I guess.
Where'd you tape that video?
That was, at first we were going to do it in Illinois, because I was out in Minnesota, I think. And they planned to film it in a wheat field in Illinois, but when they went to check out the wheat field, I guess the crop had failed, so that it had ruined it, so they had to go scrambling for another location, and we ended up taping it on Long Island.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a long way from a wheat field.
Yeah, it was in an oat field on a potato farm in Long Island.
How long did it take you to take it?
We did it in a day.
Did
It was
you?
early morning to about when it got dark.
Okay, Temporary Road is your fourth album, your third for Windham Hill Records. What does the title song deal with?
Well, it's one of the war songs, I guess. It's an image of a soldier skating south on a frozen river, and I'd never seen a river freeze before, a big river freeze before. I spent some time in Minnesota, and I saw the St. Croix River freeze solid enough to so that people could walk on it and skate on it, but they would drive their trucks out on it and go dig holes in the ice and go ice fishing. And it was I started the song with the Panama invasion and seeing some of the young soldiers coming back from that, glad to be home and glad to be in one piece, kind of skating. So I had that image of a soldier skating south on the frozen river, and then I completed it with when the Gulf War kind of came around again.
It's definitely a temporary road.
So yeah.
That's your other albums, Jack Crows and Land of the Bottom Line, and I Know is your first album.
Right.
What has changed on all these albums?
Well, the first record was kind of a collection of the different kinds of songs that I was writing at the time, and the second, so it's kind of a sampler of the kind of songs that I write. And the second one was maybe a little bit darker. It was more of a broken heart record.
What gave you that concept to write a complete
broken heart?
Broken heart. Not exactly what you want to, you know.
Well, it wasn't the whole thing, but that's what a lot of the songs kind of came out of. And so that there was that one, and then the Jack Crows was the album was organized around the songs about the places and the people that I've come from, and this part of the world in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, which is where I grew up. Yeah.
We're all from New Jersey.
Yeah.
Now, your first album to get airplay was Land of the Bottom Line, your first commercial airplay. What made that jump from the public radio stations to commercial airplay? What was in it?
I changed record companies. The first one got a very little bit of commercial airplay.
Right. Mostly public service stations.
Yeah, and college and that kind of thing. But having a different record company that actively promoted the record helped get it on the radio a little bit more.
You once said about your second album, which was Land of the Bottom Line, I thought I knew, but I didn't.
Oh,
That's what you should have named it.
Because I named the first record I Know, and made me sound like I knew what I was doing, so I was thinking of that as an alternative title.
I should have known, but I didn't.
I really didn't know at all. Yeah, I was wrong.
Keeping emotions in tone lyrically, turning the tables is a special knack of yours. Give us some examples of this special knack.
Oh, let's see. Well, there's one song from the Land of the Bottom Line record has a song that's called Full of Life, and the first line is, life is full of disappointment, yes, and I am full of life. And so it's hard for me to speak the lines that would give you an example of that. There's also another song from that record that comes to mind. It's called Jailbirds in a Big House, and it's about prisoners in jail. And the first line is, they built the prison by the freeway just to rub it in. Because that was a prison that was in New Jersey that inspired
I tell you, I'm just listening, and I tell you, you have such a keen sense of viewing things that, I guess everybody just doesn't see things the way you do.
Yeah,
That's kind of a special ability.
Well, I try to pay attention. I always the songs that I've always liked. I felt like that. Well, in life in general, I've learned the most from songs than from any other form, like movies or TV or music on the radio or books. It seemed like the music that I heard on the radio and music that I bought in record stores kind of was was the place that inspired, the thing that inspired me most. So.
That's interesting because not too many people view the world through your eyes. You know?
Yeah, it's my own point of view in it, and I feel like I express myself the best through songs and
the way with words.
Yeah, and because I can get them in the right order, and because when I speak, I always
you can erase and go back and do them over again.
Yeah, whenever I speak, I always feel like I think later on I wish I would have said this, or and I'm constantly haunted by the things I wish I would have said.
How long did it take you to write a song?
It varies. Sometimes
I know you're doing 2 songs a month.
Yeah, I've got a deadline tomorrow. So I started it today. I'll see if I can get it done.
Because you've been known to do 2 songs a month.
That's my schedule. Yeah.
Do you maintain?
I've been pretty much on schedule. Yeah, I met here at this club.
Godfrey Daniels in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Where we're doing it. Give Godfrey Daniels.
It's
my home.
My home club. Yeah. I used to live in the basement, and I met Jack Hardy here, who's a songwriter from New York City. He was the first person I met who wrote songs on a schedule, and he worked on at the time he was working on finishing a song a week. And I never met any. I knew novelists and other kind of writers wrote that way, where they would get up every morning and work on their writing. But I didn't know that songwriters did that kind of thing. And he was finishing a song a week at the time, and the music he played that night, I'd say 90% of it had been written in the previous year and a half. So I didn't. And that was not like 90 minutes of music, and I didn't know that was possible. So that was really inspiring, because I would just sit around and wait for the inspiration to strike. And this way, he said that sitting around is a cop-out, because if you go after the songs, you're going to write more songs. You're going to improve faster if you work at it. And sometimes you don't know if the inspiration is there until you go after it.
Let's talk about Jack's Crows. You have a video out on a song from that album.
Yeah, this is the first video. I actually never expected to do a video of anything. And a director and a filmmaker called me up from New York City. He's originally from Virginia, but was living in New York City and working on movies at the time. And he had never done a music video, so he said he liked my music, and he asked. So we got together, and the video was done for the cost of the rental of the equipment.
That's neat.
He called in all his favors from friends who worked in films, and we were able to do it. We did it in one day. And
where'd you tape that?
We taped that in New Jersey.
Okay. Yeah. What inspired you to write that song?
Well, I guess
all the for sale sign?
Seeing the well, where I grew up in New Jersey, seeing that turn from a heavily wooded area into housing developments, and then seeing that happen again around here.
Yes.
It just kind of seeing the landscape change from fields to houses
in the fields.
Yeah, to houses that didn't look too good.
Your fans get a kick out of a song called "Easy Off."
Oh, that one. It's
about ending a relationship.
Well, it's kind of it's called "The Pilot Light Is Out on Our Oven of Love." Yeah.
Can you give
That's my mom's favorite song.
When are you going to put that on an album?
Possibly the next one. It's one of those ones it works well live, but I haven't been able to get it. Haven't been able to get it on a recorded version. I may be able, maybe doing something, maybe some kind of a live recording, and maybe that'll be on it.
I heard that's a great song.
I like it a lot. Yeah, it's my mom's favorite song.
Is it? If you weren't a singer and entertainer, what was your second choice of a career?
Oh, let's see. Since I'm not really trained for anything else, I think sometimes I would be a good mattress tester.
That's
because I like to sleep.
You like to sleep, huh?
Yeah. Because I never get enough of it, I guess.
Do you think you'll ever become known as a country entertainer, or would you prefer to stay in the field that we're talking about here, as a folk singer, basically?
I guess it depends on what direction the songs go. If they, because it seems like they have a life of their own. But I think the music I've always liked in country music has been close to close to the folk and bluegrass people. People like what I mentioned, Emmylou Harris and
Flint Scruggs.
Flint and Scruggs and let's see. There's
how close
Ricky
was Jim
Skaggs.
Croce to your type of music?
I think that's really pretty close.
He was close. I love his music
because of the real folk blues kind of a background, and that's the storytelling songs and the humor and that kind of thing. John Prine and Steve Goodman, people I've always, whose music I've always loved. So I think I'll probably be somewhere between folk and country. I probably won't ever sound like.
You ever played bluegrass festivals?
Yeah, but not so much doing what I do. I played. There's a festival out in Colorado called the Rocky Mountain Folks Festival. It's put on by the Telluride people. So it's like that's close to a bluegrass, but not a real traditional bluegrass festival.
Have your travels taken you out of the country?
Yeah, I've played in Canada, and this year I got to go over to Europe.
How is your music received in Europe?
It's where they can understand the language. It goes over pretty well. And in Italy, it was going to Italy was worthwhile just for the food, but people didn't always get every line or because a lot of my
double-edged job.
Yeah,
they missed
right.
it.
Yeah, some of that they didn't get it all, but they still seem to like it.
What's the future for John Gorka?
Yeah, people ask me about that, and I guess I'm doing what I love to do now. I just would like to get better at it and have some kind of a family life as well. I don't.
You're not looking for the ties that bind, are you, when you say family life?
Oh, yeah, that wouldn't be a bad thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Because I don't. When you start doing what you're doing, the time on the road is incredible.
Right. Yeah. It's
you play 200 nights a year on the road.
It's a little bit too. It can be too much, and so that's something I would like to keep in my life. Otherwise, it doesn't seem like there's anything to work for if it's just. If it's just traveling around, it's getting back to the video talking about being a train. Then I'd just be rolling on the tracks with somebody else driving.
That's part of it, though. I think that's part of the job.
Oh yeah, I love to play, and I love to travel. It's
you love playing in front of a live audience.
Oh yeah, that's my.
You communicate better.
Well, better than in interviews, I guess.
You're doing great. We're doing all right today.
Oh, good. Oh, and it seems to go, but it doesn't always go this way. So I'm just keeping my.
I want to thank you, John, for being on the show.
Oh, sure.
It's been a pleasure to have John Gorka, and if you're in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, be sure you stop into Godfrey Daniels and check out to see if John's here or some other good shows. And wherever you go, see if John's around. If he is, definitely stop in and pay him a visit and tell him you heard it in Suds and Country. This is Herb. Until next time, keep smiling and keep it Suds and Country.